Backwoods Bushcraft, and this is Richard, and I'm here to do a video that was started by AK Driller, and he had a question, and let's see here. Have you ever been in a car that's gone over 100 miles an hour? Yes. Yes, I have. I'll tell two stories, I guess. One real quick, just a real quick story, is my wife and I were driving to Louisiana. We were driving through Louisiana. I don't really remember where we were going, but we were driving. Thank you! We were headed to Fort Lauderdale, and Fort Lauderdale, Florida, and we had borrowed her mom's car. What kind of car was that?
Chevy Lumina.
A Chevy Lumina. Alrighty. So I was in a little bit of a hurry. Wanted to get there, so I was going a little bit fast, and I noticed a police car up in front of me, and I will say that by the time I noticed the police car and by the time I passed him, I was not doing 100, I don't think, at that point. I mean, I was I think I was doing 115, somewhere between 115 and 120, 125. I don't really know exactly how fast it was. But by the time I got to him, he actually clocked me doing 90. So, yeah, I did get pulled over. It was an off-duty state troopers who it was, and he pulled me over and asked me if I was in a hurry, and I looked at him and said, not anymore. But he and I got along just fine. He gave me my ticket, and I got out of the driver's seat, went over to the passenger seat, and told my wife she was driving for a while, and that's how that was. So that was just a little one there. But other times have I've gone, yeah, a lot. Some of you may know, some of you may not. But in my from my 20s to into my 40s, I worked closely with police officers. I never was a police officer. I had no interest in being a police officer. But I did have a job where I did get to work closely with them. I was very friendly with them, and I actually trained a large quantity of my local police department in hand-to-hand self-defense combat. So anyway, which has nothing to do with the story really. But one of my closest and dearest longtime friends was on the police force. So I used to hang out with them all the time, and I would go on runs with them, and they've actually got a thing called a ride along where you can ride with them during a shift, just kind of get an idea of what they do. But I got special treatment when I would ride along with them, because I used to help them out. But we were driving along one day, and all of a sudden a call came over about a high-speed chase. Now this chase was probably 2 to 3 miles away from where we were at the time. So the officer I was with decided he wanted to be a part of that chase because it had been a while since he had been in a high-speed chase. So, and like I said, we were like 3 miles away. The chase was actually occurring on our main highway that goes through our town. and we were on for our town, we were on one of the two biggest streets that we have. So he decided that he wanted to join that pursuit. Needless to say, we immediately surpassed the speeds of everything else around us. We ended up moving to the wrong side of the street, which we proceeded down for about 4 miles on the wrong side of the road, doing well past what any normal car can do. So we'll leave it at that. Once we ended up getting close, which it didn't take long, like I said, it was like maybe 4 or 5 miles away at best. But once we got pretty close, which was mere seconds, really, basically, at the speed we were going, they called off the chase. So, although we didn't get to be part of the actual chase, we did get to go really fast on the wrong side of a road for many, many miles. But stuff like that used to happen a lot. I used to get to go fast with the police all the time. We would actually, any chance they get to put those sirens on and to drive fast, they'll do. They're just like everybody else. They like to drive fast just like everybody else. And you know, they get a legitimate, well, they get what they consider to be a legitimate reason to do it, and they're allowed to. You know, if we were to try that, we'd get in trouble. But you know, they get to do that. So I've been in many car chases with police officers, and I've been in many situations where they found it necessary to go really fast, and you know, they get enjoyment out of it just as much as everybody else does. Don't let them tell you any different. So anyway, yeah, I've been really fast a lot in vehicles. But those are really the two stories I talk about. You know, the one little incident where I got a speeding ticket, which was my own fault, and then the one particular time I got to go really fast. I think, honestly, that one was the most exciting chase I ever got to go on, and we weren't even really part of the chase. But we were trying to get to the chase. So thank you for watching Bentley's Backwoods Bushcraft. Make sure you go over and check out AK Driller. He's the one that started this this little tag thing going on. So everybody enjoy the outdoors, even if it's just your own backyard.